three phases of their plan, which does eventually involve Earth becoming a galactic planet, and us probably generations from now being open about interacting with extraterrestrials.
Well, if you got a few more minutes, I will go past 9 if you can go on for another 10 minutes. If it'd be cool if we can go on to about 9:10. That's when my server will shut off. But if it's something you feel that you want to get out about this, now's the time. Don't be scared. I think maybe some of us might want to hear it.
Okay, one specific message that I believe I've not only gotten in hypnosis, but also through my own recollection of my initial visit to the pyramid during the Mount Adams incident, was something that has been told to me when I went there, or something that I retrieved from something they told me, but basically the next 2 years won't be easy. And the next 2 years, I think, means from around the time of August or late 2018 through 2021, perhaps. And that's something very specific. 2021 has come up multiple times lately in messages as a year after a 2-year purging period. That's one message I got from this pyramid, one download basically that I got, that the Earth is going to go through a 2-year purging, or really shaking period, not purging, but shaking might be a better example, and shaking loose of some of the darkest and most ugly energies and things on this planet that need to be dealt with and brought to light and have light shone on them so that we can deal with them as a species, as a race. And after about another 2 years or so of this shaking, an intense shaking period, that is, there will be something else. It won't necessarily be all flat ground from 2021 onward, but it will be something different. I think there may even be other races that we may not even know about yet, that could arrive or make themselves known because of a certain amount of detoxifying and shaking that needs to be done of this Earth before they arrive.
Okay.
There may be more. There's a lot more. But
okay. Hang on there a second. We're going to take a call. I think I got it on. Okay, caller, who do we have?
Hey, this is James. How you doing, Gary?
Hi, James. How you doing? You have me and you have Mr. Bacon on. Not the actor, but I think
Troy?
of Troy. I think of when I think of him, I think of Kevin Bacon in my mind.
No, just Troy tonight. Hey, Troy. How you doing? Hey, I got a question.
I'm doing good.
If Troy was abducted, and does he think he was abducted, and if so, does he think that, did he go willingly, or was it against his will, and what's his take on that?
Yeah, that's a good question. From what I recall, I went willingly, and that's because I was in an astral state. So far, I recall all of my abduction experiences being in an astral state and non-physical nature, but a lot of my memories are also very clear. I will be writing about all of my experiences, hopefully publishing a book this year. And the first contact was with the Sasquatch being, which I think was shuffling its feet or something along those lines near my tent. And that was the night at Taklak Lake. And I also left my body after I fell asleep and saw that black-haired Sasquatch by my tent. It gave me a message that it would protect my physical body while I was out, but then I don't even know why. I guess I was called to go elsewhere, but I went to a black triangle craft that was hovering above the woods near the campsite at the time. The second night was a little different. But
my other question too about that, if they're abducting you, instead of them taking you, how come they just won't come to where you are and sit down and talk to you in your environment? Is there a reason why they don't do it like that?
Yeah, I believe that's mostly because they are not of a three-dimensional nature like most humans are. Most of these extraterrestrial groups, of course, have physical bodies, but a lot of their existence is within another dimension, the fifth, sixth, and higher dimensions. And that is why so many people who are contacted or abducted and have these experiences don't necessarily remember it right away because they were in an altered state when they were contacted. Either they went physically and they were in an altered state, which is kind of like dreaming in your physical body, I think. Or, in my experience, and in my case, it's the astral state for me, which is the altered state. And that makes it easier for them to contact me, and easier for me to understand them and willingly go with them because I sense from that altered state that I'm safe doing so.
Well, one last question. When you're in that older state and they abduct you or take you, I don't know if it's willingly or not, but is there do they have a protocol if they've got you out too far, too long, and you can't get back to your physical body? What's the protocol on that, or do you know?
I don't know if they have a particular protocol, but generally I think I would only be out for an hour or two, maybe 3 at a time, maybe longer. All the times that I've remembered being out in an astral state, I have woken up the next morning just thinking that I had a normal night's sleep.
Wow.
But then later I would remember something.
Good questions, James. Thank you for calling in. I'm going to let you go there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
We'll try. Well, James, it was good you called in. I appreciate it. You know, I'm not used to running Skype on all these different computers, and actually that's why there was a delay there, because it popped up on another computer than what I normally use for Skype, and I want to apologize for that. Troy, what you had to say tonight was really heavy, and it's something really happened, at Mount Adams. And I don't think it's something that can be dismissed. And, next time you go with a doctor, I don't know. I would certainly talk to Michael and have him get some x-rays done on his wrist, because that would sure prove something happened if he was implanted. Again, you might have been implanted. You don't have any, memory of it, because they take that away from you. And again, like with Timothy Collin, he didn't know he was implanted till it showed up on an x-ray. So, I mean, that's maybe some way and how they can communicate with you on a regular basis.
Yeah, I don't know I could get that checked into at some point, but I don't know if I would have an implant, at least physically. I think I used to have an astral implant that then I got rid of myself, but I think one of the ways that they just know where I am and know how to contact me is just they know of me and they're familiar with my spirit, because I think that a lot of this contact and other things that are going on is, and that will happen, is according to a soul contract, which is a completely different field to get into, but I do believe that I've dealt with a lot of these groups in, at least out of this body, before I was born.
Interesting. Hey, our time is up. Now, if anything strange comes up, if you get any messages you want to share, you know how to get a hold of me. Please feel free to, either call me on my cell, email me, or message me through Facebook. It's been really nice having you on, Troy. Troy Bacon also is a member of the UFO I-Team, which goes out and they try to prove that, well, we're not here alone. And disclosure is very important. Hey, Troy, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing everything you shared. I know it's really hard to, share some of this stuff because, it's hard. And I want to thank you for, having the courage to do it.
You're welcome, and thank you, Gary. It's actually a great experience and opportunity for me to come on. I'm glad that I could talk about a lot of this, because there's more of it that has happened and become clear to me recently. So I'm glad I could talk about it and review this and get some of this important information out.
Well, again, I want to thank you for being on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and keep looking up in the sky. And I'm going to let you go, and you have a great weekend. It's coming up, Troy.
You too, Gary.
Take care, my friend.
Keep in touch.
Bye. So, hey, there's a lot of things that it's out there, and it's really, really hard, to just imagine unless it happens to you. But anyway, great show, I think, tonight. Troy, touched base what happened on Mount Adams, not just to him, to, well, the guy in the car with his son, what happened with Michael, the UFO, it kind of like was over their head, the tree knocking at night, which that area is well known for Bigfoot. So, I mean, they encountered a lot of, well, strange things on that trip. Hey, tomorrow, I'm taking tomorrow off. It's medical day. That means I'm spending most of the day having tests done at the hospital. But I will be back Monday, and we're going to be talking a lot again about UFOs, aliens, Bigfoot, and even Mothman and all that stuff here all next week on Night Dreams Talk Radio. Tell your friends about Night Dreams Talk Radio. You can find us at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Share us on your media. Let people know we're growing like you wouldn't believe. Our audience is between 260 to 300,000, so we must be doing something right. I kind of like doing the show like if the person was sitting here in my living room and we're just talking, about experiences. That's the way I think a good talk show should be. Anyway, I'm out of here. Everybody, have a great weekend coming up.
Our intro music is provided by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.